Take it away from him. Under 4 left. The barn is alive again.
All gas, no brakes, score 4-0. If you think you own this place, you get foreclosed. I've been in my head, but it's not about a T3. I like to learn, but there's nothing you can teach me. We all got opinions. You about to hit Dimitri and Mitches. CJ has never.
The countdown
We're
is on.
back again.
Ladies and gentlemen, the countdown is on. Why? Because it's the second Tuesday of every month where we're on the CJSW 90.9 FM, the sports show. Calgary, Alberta, Canada, but really worldwide.
Sports show.
CJSW.com. You can check out our bio. All the links are there too, as well as at Sports Show YYC.
That's correct.
Instagram, Twitter.
Yep.
We have a Facebook page.
Yes,
we
do.
have a YouTube channel.
That is the big one.
And this week,
Yeah.
we'll actually get the video up. Like Mitch, you
it's
don't.
okay, listen, I apologize. I'm not the big tech wizard you all think I am. I agree. I'm the first one to say it.
I realized this morning you and I are complete opposites.
Exactly.
Which has its advantages
Absolutely.
and disadvantages.
Exactly.
For example, you are all prep.
All prep.
Like we're walking in. I'm not even kidding, Roster. We're walking in.
Yeah.
And I go, oh yeah, the stuff you asked me to kind of prepare, I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Right? And he's like, shock.
Look at my shock face.
But here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
You're all prep, I'm not.
Right.
But here's the difference.
What's that?
I've no practice.
Yeah.
I show up on game day.
Sure.
Right? You
Absolutely.
stumble. You choke when the lights are on.
I wouldn't say I choke. I would say that I like to give our fans something to listen to that's not just, we're already off the cuff, both of us. Prep all these notes you see in front of me, Roster, this is just to keep us in line because we have to be 28 minutes.
And they're great
We got to
notes.
stay on top.
They're great
And if I
notes.
left it to the junior over here, we would never be able to do any of that stuff. So that's what this is. By the way, happy birthday to old cousin Jim. It's his birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah,
Look, I'm mixing. I'm
Yeah,
mixing.
I see what you're doing there. It's very nice. I like that. Yeah, happy birthday to old cousin Jim and his charcuterie boards. No one's safe this week because everyone's getting the charcuterie. That's what's happening.
Everyone's getting the charcuterie, eh?
Yeah.
Levels are fantastic. by the
Now,
way.
speaking of old people,
Yeah.
this day came. It's come, and I'm sad because we knew this was going to come one day. We knew it was going to
did.
happen. Ladies and gentlemen.
It's like the ending of Sopranos.
It is. It is.
The greatest thing, unfortunately, has to come to an end.
And the way it ended is kind of like Sopranos. It was like anticlimactic. It was like, did it happen? Didn't it? What happened just now? What are we talking about? It's Tom Brady, our favorite, the guy that, he never donned a Green Bay Packer jersey, but that doesn't matter. We love the McJesus, the Tom Brady, all of the above that we've called him over the last 4 years. Tom Brady has finally retired after 22 years. And, dude, I kind of quickly jumped and saw all the stuff that he's accomplished.
That's insane,
and if you didn't think he was the GOAT, I don't know what you're thinking. I don't know what you're thinking about.
No. You're bitter.
You're bitter or you're a hater.
No,
It's one or the other.
You're bitter.
Listen to this, Dimitri. At the tender age of 44, he decides to retire after 22 years.
Right.
7-time Super Bowl champion. Started 316 of 318 games. Started them, okay? His record, 243 to 73.
Wow.
Number one in yards, 84,520. 15 Pro Bowls. 5-time Super Bowl MVP. Completions, number one, 7,263. Passing, 624, number one. 3 touchdown games, number one. 4 touchdown games, number one. Then you go into the postseason. Those are just regular season numbers. And he's got 35 wins in the postseason, not just by a player, actually more than some franchises do in the NFL. And game-winning drives, number one. Comebacks, number one. In all honesty, are you happy or sad? And especially with how it all ended. I feel like if you were going to retire, Brady, why didn't you do it last year? Just walk away. Like Jordan, just walk away right at the end there.
Hey. I mean, sure, in hindsight, but they were that close to being in the NFC Championship game again with a comeback victory. Mm-hmm. Actually, if there's anything that I was surprised about was that he did retire this year, and I was thinking, man, this guy's still got something left in the tank. Though, the season maybe started, maybe he was off to a bit of a rocky start, but he knows himself better. But there's still life in the tank. He could play another year or two, it seems.
Oh, easily.
So it is sad. The stats are incredible. Here's one that if you think about it, so you're saying 22 years, 7 rings, 9 appearances.
That's correct.
You guys, that means that almost 50% of the time the guy played in the final.
It's crazy, right?
You know, like let's just, if he had 2 more appearances, it'd be so 40%. To think that a guy can actually say, you know what, my expectation is that I play in the finals,
right?
Win or lose,
right?
It's incredible. It's incredible. You know what is incredible too is like, we're at an age, you and I, where we were at the. We were just coming into sports when the old greats of all time were talked about. True. We got the Joe Montana, but we didn't get it.
Yeah.
Right? Michael Jordan, the same thing.
Same thing.
Wayne Gretzky, the same thing. Like, we understood they're great, but we didn't get that they were great.
True.
Here we have one in our generation, right in front of our eyes, that we got to witness from start to finish. Yeah, to really understand it. So that was cool.
Excellent. Well said. Exactly. We got to see a little bit of the tail end of the Gretzky, right? And he's got all the records.
Yeah.
Brady, all the records. Michael Jordan, all the championships, and some records too. We lived in an era where we got to see the best of the best. Like, I'm curious, does the next generation have what it takes to even get in that caliber? From a talent point of view, they do, but I don't think anyone's breaking any of these records.
So we've talked about this till kingdom come.
Sure.
Sports show fans, if you go into the archives, archives, if you will, we just need to show how educated we are. We're worldly people.
Yeah, we are.
So we do a Greek show right after this,
right,
right over there.
Just over there.
It's So we talk about it all the time. Those that have been listening already know. Now that he's done. You've mentioned everything he's done.
Right.
Is it the player?
Yeah.
Or is it the system, Mitch?
You know what? Couple of years ago when he left New England, I was convinced it was the system. I was convinced. And Brady's proven me wrong. It's all the player. And not just because he won the championship. It's because of how great he's been playing. Like, even if he didn't win the championship last year with Tampa Bay, granted, he's got a good team. He had a good team around him. But,
of course.
That guy at age 44 was playing better than his 20-year younger counterparts. Like, when you get it, you get it. It's just simple like that. Quick question as we move on. The way it was retired, if you're gonna put a little blemish on him, it's kind of like you did everything perfect. Your retirement announcement kind of sucked.
Yeah.
Old South Carolina George came out strong and said, I don't know if he wrote it. I think it's the wife that wrote it. Definitely behind the scenes, as 2 married guys that we are, I think she did write it. I think South Carolina George is right. I think the wife said, you know what, Tom, 44, the kids are getting a little older. Enough is enough.
It was the ending of Sopranos.
It was the end of Sopranos.
The door went off on the diner. Brady looked up.
He looked up.
Cut the block.
Hey, there we go.
Whoa. Hey, what happened? What happened?
Gazelle walked in.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
And for the record, I think Tony Soprano did die. Okay,
I still disagree with you. I still don't
he's
think
out,
it happened.
buddy. He's done.
I don't think it happened.
He's done.
It was a diner. I mean, there was a lot of witnesses. It wasn't going to happen.
The guy came out of the washroom, and anyways, you know what? Hey, we're starting a new Sopranos podcast.
Hey, write that down.
Yeah, write that down.
From there, you know what? Kind of like Sopranos, we head off to the NHL. Why? Well, it's NHL All-Star Weekend in Las Vegas. You see that? You see what I did there?
You did what? Yeah. Hey. Did I say you didn't show up on game day?
I just thought of that. Now, right now, we should be cheering for Team Canada, Team Russia, Team Sweden, whoever you like, because the Olympics just started also.
Right.
These guys should be over in China doing their thing, but COVID reared its ugly head again, and the boys said, no, we're going to stay here. We're going to stay put. We're going to put on an all-star game instead. So, what does that also mean? We're on CJSW 90.9. We're talking to you. We're at school. It's midterms. We're going to tell you, instead of talking about the All-Star game, which we'll get into, actually real quick, Dimitri, you brought up a point.
I was with the CD yesterday.
You were with the CD yesterday.
And he mentioned, he's like, hey, are you going to watch the All-Star game?
Right.
And I go, yeah, you know what? I like the skills competition. I think it's fun. It's nice to see players out of their element, but there's some really cool skills that you want to see. Who's got the hardest shot? Who's the new Ray Bork?
Right.
For those that know.
You got to know. You got to know.
You go 4 for 4.
Google that.
Google it, okay? Use the Google. So I like it, but it begs the question, like, how good are the All-Star games nowadays? Because we'll get back to NHL, and I said to him, I go, CD, the NBA dunk competition 3-point to me, that's number one.
Right.
I agree. At least NHL's got something. But for the most part, in my opinion, All-Star Weekend, it sucks, you guys.
Yeah, I'm
The
with you.
home run derby isn't as flavorful as it was. You know how I feel. Get the guys on steroids, then get the home run derby going on.
Don't even get me started.
No, we don't got to get it
Yeah,
started,
don't get me
okay? Bring Lance Armstrong as a special guest, kind of celebrity swinger or something. Right?
There we go. There we go. No, you're right. UNCD made up a good point. Look, the All-Star Game's lost its luster. I don't care what anybody said. Maybe it's also because we're older, too, and we're not as impressed with these things as we used to be. My humble opinion is that on one end, I say go, leave. Don't ever do them again.
Right.
But the 12-year-old, 15-year-old Mitch wants to see the dunks and the hardest shot still. But it's gotten cheesy. Somebody's got to get in there and fix it up again. Or just go... look, I don't want to be old school and new school. All I'm saying is go back a little bit and just leave it the way it was. Hardest shot, fastest skater, accuracy, breakaway, done. You don't need to put capes on and do stuff like that. It's silly. I don't like it.
Yeah, you're. Look, the skills competition, both NBA and probably in all of them. Okay.
Yeah.
They'll never go away. At least they're kind of exciting, right? Because it's almost like listening to an interview of your favorite athlete or going looking at a behind-the-scenes TV show. When you're getting these athletes out of their element, it's kind of even that part is just intriguing. But the thing is the games just suck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
the only one out there that's anything credible, in my opinion, is the NBA All-Star Game because at least they're playing pretty close to the game. Hockey. I always say they're allowed to take chances.
Sure.
They're the ones that go to Vegas first. They're the ones that can change things up because they're not as premier North America-wide as some of the other sports. The 3-on-3 game, I don't mind it now because at least we see it in overtime. But here's the key, roster. It mimics an actual 3-on-3 that you would see in an actual game scenario. There's not much checking going on unless a guy pins a guy behind the net. You're still But the All-Star games in the past,
Right.
they go. You know what, roster? Go to 1985.
Sure.
Campbell versus Wales conference. Okay, and watch the game. It's still going to be 12-8.
Yeah.
But there's hitting.
Yeah.
There's a little elbows going up.
Sure.
The game was actually exciting. The problem is these games suck.
What did Dimitri just say? The soup is taking on the whales. What's going on? Just Google. You'll see
the
what I
soup guys? Ow!
All right, Dimitri. Since we're in the middle of the season, basically, right?
Yeah.
I want you to give me a rundown. Who do you think midterms? Which team has impressed you the most right now, and which team has disappointed you the most so far?
You know what? I'm going to start positive reinforcement.
Sure,
the
let's
team
do
that
that.
impressed me the most.
Radical candor.
I'm going to go with you, Florida Panthers, because we knew who you were last year, and you kept going on it, and you tweaked it a bit, and you're firing, and you're just playing well. So they're the team that has by far impressed me the most. Do you want to go and then I'll go?
No,
we'll do
go ahead.
impress.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Sure.
Team that disappointed me the most. Look, it's no secret. We've talked about you for the last few weeks. It's you, Edmonton Oilers. You stink. You're garbage. You gotta do something over there. What more do you want?
Yeah.
You got the new arena. You got the best players. You're changing your jerseys every other game. It feels like.
It looks like that.
I don't know what you want after this.
Yeah, it's
don't
a
know,
tough
Mitch.
one. It's a tough one. I agree with you. Team that's excited me the most, or a team that I'm kind of impressed with. I can't believe I'm going to say this.
The homers.
No. It's the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Oh!
And here's the main reason. They got 66 points right now. This team's done well.
Yeah.
But they have the biggest target on their back. They're 2-time Stanley Cup champs. They're going for their third. I will see. Are they going to get close? I do think so. But they got a big bullseye on their back, and they're still doing what they got to do. And that's what as much as I hate them, I got to respect them, so I'm going to say Tampa Bay. Team that's disappointed me the most, Edmonton is a good one. We've been talking about them the last couple of weeks. I'm going to go with Chicago, though. Here's a team, legacy, great players still. From name point of view, maybe their skill level isn't what it was years ago. The owners are they're yelling at people on. I don't know if you saw, they had a open forum the other day. The owners started ripping into people in the media.
Oh, yeah,
and, they obviously have that scandal that's now come out. Chicago, what happened? What's going on? I mean, you're a major city and you're a major market. You can't be doing this, Chicago.
They fell apart.
They're ripping
at the seams.
You say I fall under the limelight? Chicago's falling under the limelight.
You know who else is disappointed me? I know we only got to pick one, but it's our show. We can bend the rules.
Sure, of course you can.
Buffalo. How do you let go of your guy?
Yeah.
How do you let go of your guy? And you're not really showing anything for it either.
They're not horrible, though. They're not the worst team in the league.
I just said I'm not mad.
True.
I'm just disappointed.
That could be worse sometimes. All right, from there, let's talk about midterms. It's players. Which players have impressed you and which players have disappointed you so far in the NHL?
You know what? There's one guy that's absolutely impressed me.
Yeah.
No one really talks about him then.
Sure.
People are talking about him now.
Right.
But it's you, Mr. Fox, from the New York Rangers.
Are you looking at my notes?
No, I'm not.
I kid you not. He's on my notes.
He's on your notes. This guy has impressed me top to bottom. Look, he's leading in, last I checked, he's leading in defensive scoring, but it's starting to get neck and neck.
Yeah.
Okay? But this guy, Roster, I challenge you, watch a New York Rangers game. Watch what this guy is doing on defense. Offense, defense, points, shorthand. I have no question. I can unequivocally say he is the best defenseman in the NHL today.
Well, I may put you up. You know what? Great call, but I had another name right next to him. Adam Fox was drafted by the Calgary Flames, but didn't want to play here. There's another guy from Calgary that I will put up against your guy, and that's Kale Mccarr. And I'll say both 23 years old, both rocking it. And in fact, when you talk about points, they're tied in points right now. I agree with Dimitri. This young generation right now, they are, you know what? They're playing up to their caliber. Good job, gentlemen. One other guy that's maybe not from a points point of view, but this guy might be the new Vince Carter of the NHL is Trevor Zegras. Have you seen last night, the All-Star? One of the most talented guys. He may not score all the goals, Dimitri, but he's getting people to go to YouTube, get on their shows, like to see all the highlights, man. This guy might be the new Vince Carter of the NHL.
Listen to me. If you're a Ducks fan, you got to be kind of happy.
Absolutely.
Right? Like, you got to be really happy with what's happening.
100%.
Around there. So that's my thing.
Yeah, really, really exciting stuff. I mean, people are doing that Michigan move now more than ever. You know what I mean? So what about...
What move is that, Mitch?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. What's, real quick, any players that are disappointing you? It's midterm time. Time to
anyone that is a high-paid player that plays for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Come on, guys.
That's true.
Guys.
You got a point.
Guys, come on.
He's got a point, guys.
Come on.
You know which player...
Okay, come on.
Can I say one I'm going to call out all the goalies right now. No one's standing on their head. Years ago, again, Google this name, Hasek. This guy dominated. Like, you didn't want to play because he's like, well, I'm never going to score.
They legitimately called him the Dominator.
That's right.
Because he would dominate.
What goalie, when I say this, I'm being honest right now, what goalie comes to mind as an absolute terror to you right now? I'll get Vasilevsky, fine. He's won, but you can beat him on any night. The goalie position has really there's nobody out there.
You know what? Exactly. And this is where guys like Steve Yzerman, and I would just say the Detroit Red Wings in general, understood this concept very early. And that's why these franchises were successful. You got guys that are paying $10 million, $8 million, $12 million, whatever it is for high caliber goaltenders. You don't need it.
Yeah.
His name's Chris Osgood. The name's Mike Vernon.
Yeah.
The name's Vasilevsky. Hey. Do you see where I'm going with this?
Where you're going with.
Marc-Andre Fleury.
Sure.
Okay, guys, like Antti Niemi, I think that guy's got a cup.
He does. He does, Howard.
With the Blackhawks,
That's right. He does.
So, they figured it out. Look, it's like the running backs in the NFL. It's a 2-goalie league.
Sure.
You don't need to overpay. Just get a good defense. These guys are good enough that they can.
Yeah.
But you're right, there is no one. What, Tristan Jarry?
I'm telling you, I don't know. I'm saying.
My boy.
Hey, how about this one? Last thing for the NHL. Bold predictions heading into the playoffs. What do you got for the next half of the season? Bold prediction, anything you want.
You know what? Unfortunately, there is no bold prediction. The 3 conferences, or divisions, are pretty much set.
Right.
I've never seen that type of separation.
That's true.
The only one that is of any intrigue is the old Canadian division, where you can, there's some games played. Bold prediction. I just still think that you don't want to play the New York Rangers and you don't want to play the Colorado Avalanche.
So you're maybe saying your bold prediction is they'll meet in the finals.
No, I don't.
It sounds like that's what you mean.
No, I'm just saying those are the 2 teams right now.
Great bold prediction by Dimitri.
No. Those are the 2 teams that I do not. I just wouldn't want to play. But bold prediction. Okay, here's a bold prediction.
Sure.
Alex Ovechkin.
Yeah.
Hits 50 goals.
Wow. Here's one for you. The Vancouver Canucks will make the playoffs. There's one for you. There it is. By the way, thanks for bringing up Ovi. He's not in the All-Star game, but guess who is? Mr. Tom Wilson, who I said would have been on Team Canada. I was right again. From there, we go to the
That's
NFL.
why it's flawed. Tom. So you look at the Washington Capitals. Oh, we got to get that Tom. Now there's an all-star.
You
know, not the guy, the older guy who's, I don't know, tied for. Well, I think actually, he's second in goals right now. But not him.
No,
the Wilson.
We'll jump over to the NFL. We talked about Tom Brady at the beginning of the show. Well, the Super Bowl 56 is set. It's going to be played in L.A. next week, February the 13th. Next time we see you, the champion will be crowned. We'll tell you all about it, but we got to wait because we're in bye weekend, okay? AFC Championship last week, it was the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Dimitri, the Bengals pulled it off. The Bengals are going to the Super Bowl. 31 years later, they're there. What are your thoughts on that?
I was definitely surprised. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to say surprised, but yeah, that one, I actually thought KC was just on a heater and going. Sure. But you know what's funny, right? So my brother-in-law, okay, the BD.
Sure, of course.
Okay, so huge Chiefs fan. We're talking, the playoff picture set. So wild card weekend before the games are played. He goes, what do you think? I go, look, I told you then, I'll tell you now. When they beat the Packers, they're on a heater. They're going to go right to the final. I go, unless they play a random team like Cincinnati, they might. Other than that, they'll beat anyone. And we started to laugh. So, what happened? Yeah. I'm not saying I called it, but I kind of called it. Okay, but the thing was, that's not what disappointed me about the Chiefs. What disappointed me was you came out with no points at the end of the second. Okay, you know what? Fine, you made a mistake. Fine, you already got the cushion. 21, unanswered points by the Bengals. Chiefs goose egg until the last few minutes of the game. That, for any team, is not going to cut it.
No, you're up 21-3 at halftime, and then all of a sudden you just took the foot off the neck, and you let these young, pretty ambitious players get into the game, and they took it from there. Well done. I'm actually, I said last week they'll cover the spread. I didn't expect them to win, but they deserve to win. Good on them. In the NFC Championship, it was kind of very similar. San Francisco 49ers, they were laying the boots to the Rams, and then the Rams said, whoa, down 10 in the fourth, no problem. Defense, step it up a little bit. Drew, step it up a little bit. And the LA Rams come back, win the game. They are now, like Tampa Bay last week, hosting. They're hosting. They're letting you come into their house. It's the LA Rams taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Dimitri, who do you like in this one? Line is set around 4, I believe.
Can I just say something really quick?
Course.
If you're a San Francisco fan and you're up by 10 points, just find a way to just call the game. Didn't this happen in the Super Bowl?
It sure did.
Up 10 points, fourth quarter. Okay, here's what I like about it. I'm calling it from now. LA Rams.
Ooh.
They're going to win the Super Bowl. Why? Because a bye week kills a team like Cincy. It kills a team like Cincy. Not only is it because LA's playing at home, that actually doesn't mean too much to me, but LA is just They will do well with the bye week. Cincy, this is not good for you. You need it to play right after. However, I will say it's going to be a more exciting game than people think. Why? Because now you have two teams, younger. Well, Stafford's older than Burrow, fine, but you have two quarterbacks that are fearless.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Right? Fearless. It's going to be great.
You know what? I think you're absolutely right. That if it was played this week, which I think the NFL should look into doing, because that week off, it's good for media, but to your point, it's not good for the teams. And they can prepare more and all that. But you know what? You are who you are. You got there the way you are. Like, Cincy's defense, I just don't know how they're going to go up against Cooper Kupp and Drew. But then on the other end, it's that defense of the LA Rams. Those guys, that front four, they might just make Burrows cry. On Super Bowl.
I actually think that's going to be the difference maker there. Yeah.
So we'll see. It's going to be fun. I do think it's going to be high and explosive. From there, CJSW 90.9, we are off to rapid banter. Here we go.
Beautiful. Let's go.
Let's do this. Fans discovered that the NBA floor sweepers make an average of $80,000 a year. Stay in school, or just another example of why you need to get an education.
Negotiate for the benefits.
Montreal Expos their last pick ever was actually Tom Brady. Do you think that Tom made the right decision by going into the NFL instead of MLB?
And missed the Calvillo.
It's been over 20,000 days since the Toronto Maple Leafs have won the Stanley Cup. How many more days do we have to wait for the Toronto Maple Leafs to win the Stanley Cup?
Ooh, not too much longer.
Whoa. Bold prediction. Brian Flores is recently released as the Miami Dolphins. He's suing the NFL. He believes he's been discriminated against. Does he have a point?
He got dolphin shamed.
That's right. Huge fight broke out at the OK Corral Steakhouse. What's their beef? I had no choice.
I don't know. You know what? I'm sorry. You got me. You got me. You got me.
Second last one. Brian DeChambeau has been offered $135 million to join the Saudi Golf League. Take that offer, or did you hear that the NBA floor sweepers are making $80,000 a year?
They have a golf league? Sign.
So Tiger Woods in his career has made 121. They're offering DeChambeau $135 million.
Are you kidding? That guy be teeing off on the Burj Khalifa? Do it.
Last one. Tom's gone. Drew's gone. Peyton's gone. Eli's gone. Ben's gone. And Rivers. Are we just old, or was it time for them to all leave?
You know what? It was time for them to all leave.
That's it. There it is. That's Rapid Banter. We head over to Pass or Fail. Well, we talked about it at the beginning. It's Tom Brady. And even a local guy here in Calgary, coach of the Dinos, Sheehan. He retired last week. We talked about it.
Fair enough.
So, retirement things for Tom Brady to do. Ready? Pass or fail. New hobbies. Pass or fail.
Pass. You got to do it.
You got to do something. You got to stay active. Yeah,
you got to stay active.
How about relaxing? Do you think Tom and Pat and anybody that's retired?
No, fail. That's the new smoking.
Sitting is the new smoking.
It really is. Yeah, it really is.
COVID taught us that, right? From there, what about gardening? I could see Tom having a little bit of a green thumb.
You know what? I like it.
Yeah.
Guy knows his field very well.
He's got good hands.
Are you kidding? I think the NFL turf would be a little nicer with some daisies.
A couple more. Let's see. How about spending time at the local bar? Just around the corner. Tom's probably never even frequented. He doesn't even know where it is.
Hey, you know what? What we got to enjoy, he couldn't. I say pass.
Pass.
Yeah,
I agree.
Pass.
Couldn't agree more. Okay, second last one. Obviously, big one. Spend more time with the kids and the wife.
No, fail.
Don't
fall into the trap.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Look how far you've gone without doing it.
Hey.
All right, last one.
We're great fathers, by the way.
Yeah, well, great. I think so. Yeah. Last one, and I think it's the one that's actually going to happen. Wait a week. He's going to go back to work.
Fail. Leave on a high note, just like George Costanza.
Don't come back.
Really quick, before I get into it, you missed one.
What?
Floor sweeper.
I didn't even think of it.
Pass.
Can you imagine Tom Brady's your floor sweeper?
He's got to be the guy. He's got to, you know what, mowing the lawns on the field.
Mowing the lawns.
Who are you? Oh, I don't know, just the greatest of all time. Anyways, have good luck. Good luck this week. Look, speaking of this week, thanks for tuning in this week. Remember, we are here the second Tuesday of every month, 11:30 a.m., 8:30 p.m. So if you don't catch the early one, you get the late one. And if you're on the late one, you can go to Spotify, you can go to iTunes, you can go to Podbean, you go to the CJSW.com, you go to our YouTube channel. Too many places for you to listen to it. And bonus, end of the month, we got a special episode that they're calling us in. We got the nod on the shoulders. We're doing the second episode. Barasta, hey, I got to tell you, this is one for the books, but we got to shove it in the locker because we still got to hit the showers. Thanks for tuning in.
Have a great weekend. And month. Well, a couple weeks we'll see you again.
I can't believe I don't know February. It's February. That R gets me.
Can I ask you a question?
Forget it's there.
Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Why do we listen to what is that? A hedgehog or?
It is a groundhog.
A groundhog.
Well,
right. Sorry. That's right. Why do we care if it sees its shadow or not? Who came up with this idea?
The guy was drunk.
But we're following it still.
I know, it's crazy.
I want to know. I want answers.
Well, it's Bill Murray. You got to blame Bill Murray a little bit.
I just don't get it.
If the movie's not that iconic, we don't. People are looking for anything. It's like the people that rub the slot machines because they think it's going to alter the algorithm.
Can we bring this up? I got to ask. I was thinking about it the other day. I'm like, and the news is on it. They're like, Harry the Hedgehog or whatever this is he can't see his shadow. Who cares?
How many hedgehogs have we gone through? It's not the same
Balzac
hedgehog.
Billy, that's the name of the Balzac Billy. Teeth like you.
When it drop, then I'm mostly what they bopping. You can say what you got when it's Tuesday, I be locked in.